roster, not Fozzie and Susp.
And that's something that we'll probably be hearkening back to throughout the course of this matchup, is the pair that is added in Fozzie and Susp. So we'll hop into Ancient here and get live into the action as we get ready to rumble.
I don't know if we mentioned our player to watch as well.
Oh, yes.
It was Susp.
It was
Susp was our player to watch.
Yes, our
Just
Kitty
to make
player
sure
to
we
watch.
get that across the line.
Yep. As we hop in here, it's utility and utility only for Stanislaw. Double Molly, double smoke for Nouns as well. We don't see any raid bosses, Nate. No upgraded pistols. It's stocks across the board. USPs for the CTs, Glocks for the Ts, and a lot of mid-control for Wildcard. It's Susp and Sonic to get all that information and control, and Susp is actually going to get spotted. Does a little bit of chip damage onto George. Sonic will fall away from bottom middle after clearing that out as well, letting JBA get ready for the take coming through here. A young North American star in JBA, who very easily could have been our player to watch as well. Starts it off with one, goes back for more, but he's caught from the side, could not connect on two players exiting through cave. CJ getting that bomb down and beginning that timer. Starts the post plant. No hit for the CT side, and Junior around the edge of the smoke towards long. Sonic with the taps of the smoke, though, catches off Rush, and Fozzie's jumping up, takes down CJ. Junior head on a swivel, 1 and 2, going back for more. Sonic's got a knife out for the peak, and Junior takes him down as well. Stanislaw into the smoke, runs into Junior, knows he's there, but cannot take him down blindly. There's one. No kit again. Molotov not for Carson. This should seal the deal here as it goes on through. Stan now knows where Carson is, but again, no time for the CTs, and Nouns will claim the pistol despite losing all 5.
Yeah, when that Molotov lineup came through, I knew it was curtains. The lack of a kit does indeed come to bite Wildcard. They just weren't quick enough on the take, and the smokes bought more than enough time for Nouns in the post plant. Very well done. I like the fact that Carson played back with the Molotov. Don't have to take the fights if you don't have to, or if you aren't forced to, I should say. 1-0 for Nouns, though. But as you mentioned, an expensive one. Could have gone either direction, especially they just picked up the pace slightly more. Wildcard. 3 MP9s and 2 Deagles. They're going to force into it, the defense. Nouns as well going for, of course, an investment. 2 MAC-10s, an AK, and a pair for build. And aggression again for Wildcard, this time towards a main. And the trades work out in their favor in the early goings. 4 versus 3 secure. Junior's on low HP, but it's 3 rifles still standing. And Wildcard, they have been poked and prodded a good amount. Sonic and Stanislaw below 35. JBA's at 76. Still going to be a difficult one for Wildcard to get across the line.
The lack of health on Junior, a major concern for this Nouns roster. Fozzie sitting back temple, trained and ready to go. Let the Deagle rip. As CJ will entry in as that only player on full HP on the T side. The fact that it is a 1 versus 3 hold can get a bomb plant out for Nouns, but the bulk of Wildcard going together up Snake through Cave, Wildcard might actually just give... Are they expecting a mid play potentially? Fozzie's going to clear that out. Could be a rotate back to B, but now he's going to realize soon enough that there's people creeping out onto the A side. Nobody's been spotted. He smells a rat, though, and he's getting ready. Into Donut comes Stanislaw as well. Bomb now cannot go down safely, but Stanislaw dealt with succinctly by Rush. This will make things a bit better now into a 3 versus 3 for Nouns. The chaos is still possible with that low HP on Junior. The damage onto Rush. There's possibilities aplenty for the CT retake. JBA coming through. Sprays down CJ. Rush tries to join in, and he will get 1 and damage onto Sonic. Junior again, 3 HP. Rush spots out 1, but he falls as well. Junior's on the flank. Do they expect this? There's no kit for the CT side. This is a possible clutch up for Junior, but he has to get the diffuser here and quickly. Fozzie's looking towards main. Junior into Donut. Fozzie's read it well, but he stops the defuse. Cannot transfer, but he's won it in the end. The lack of time, the lack of a kit again comes back to haunt Wildcard, as at least Fozzie will save an AK. But Nouns, despite losing 10 players in 2 rounds, have 2 rounds on the board.
Rounds continuously come down to the wire. Could go any direction again if Wildcard is just a bit quicker. If Junior doesn't have that heads-up confidence play to go for a long, late flank on 3 HP, the round could end up in a wildly different way. But Nouns, the veterans, get them across the line. Very big heads-up play from Junior to save that one, to bring it back from the brink. Nouns up 2-0. But Wildcard, they're able to invest a little bit due to the kills. A couple deagles, a P250, an AK for Fozzie. You could also drop that deagle over to Stanislav if you wanted to, but it doesn't look like they will. Still a relatively scary round for Nouns to deal with. 1-for-1. Sus trades out Rush. Good kill, but that's the rifle drop. That's the critical factor. The one saved weapon taken out of the round and now in the hands of CJ. What was their main hope? They could rally around in round 3. And now it lies in the hands of the enemy.
That's a massive upgrade, too, for the firepower of Nouns, who have been hurting economically. George, the good little volley play, forces Tonic into the open. Junior and Carson taking kills. And Susp walking down the ramp, falls into the same trap. And this is a confident round victory for Nouns. It should be, given the lack of investment from Wildcard. That one rifle saved over, the one kill gained by the CT side. And so, as we get into round number 4, we get our first actual rifle round of this game. And if you could even call it a rifle round, because it's a bit of a bonus for the CT side, as they have 2 MAC-10s and a Galil coming into this. Only Fozzie does not have a helmet, though. So the MAC-10s and the Galil not going to be as strong. The op is out for Fozzie, too, and he is on domestic soil now. He's in North America. He is ready to let it rip and take control. A complete abandonment of mid, however, from Wildcard. Could be exploited as Nouns begin to move a few players forward. Still seems to be a B lean, though. A little bit of utility being tossed towards mid and A. Carson just 1G'd. Or did he nade himself? I think he naded himself.
I think it showed Molotov. But wouldn't it also show a grenade if he naded himself?
Maybe, but I don't see the fire down.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he killed himself. That actually might be it.
No, because his name's... I don't know. We gotta stop pontificating on this. He's still in the server, so he didn't disconnect.
He just
There might
dead.
be something we have to ask about. Might be something we have to ask about afterwards, but slow start. Nouns got mid control quickly, as you mentioned. It's already been abandoned, though, with Carson falling in towards Donut. Now they're looking to pivot towards B, Nouns, but smokes are in their way. They're forced to just wait and hope for some information. Which, of course, will not come through. Wildcard are playing very disciplined. They have full A main control to boot. And 3 on B to rebuke this take. Inks through the wall on the rush, do him in. Sus finds that. CJ a good trade in response, but Sus is ready to swing. 1-for-1 back and forth. 3v2, though, nonetheless secured for Wildcard.
Look at the bomb. No time. It's over.
10 seconds. Bomb is outside of B. It's going to be in the hands of JBA here shortly, and that should tell Stanislav to stay tough. No reason to go for it. JBA gets the kill, and that, as you mentioned, seals the round. Fozzie gets the op kill before the timer expires. And Wildcard are on the board with the first rifle round in hand.
I can't say I'm surprised, given how close Wildcard came in the first couple of rounds, that they get this one on the board and decently clean as well. Only lose 2 people. They keep 3 alive. They keep the op alive. It was a relatively stable round from them. And Nouns, a couple of question marks for that T side, and I think the biggest one is the loss of Carson so early on. A technical pause has been called as well, which also draws a couple of questions, but it ends quickly, so we're back into the action. Double Tech 9s for CJ and Rush. And that means it's most likely going to be a fast-ish play, at least at the start from Nouns. Get those Tech 9s into a good area to wreak some havoc.
I guess we're going to go Donut.
Rush,
Donut or go
I think
cave,
Rush is going cave. I'm going to say cave. CJ's just going to toss utility, so I guess not really. I like that mid boost for Fozzie, though. He's going to smoke. That's smoking a little bit to bloom. He takes a little bit of damage. The sound cue is there. Oh, if he's shot, he doesn't know he's there, but he would on land. He'd hear the noise. Stanislav, meanwhile, blinded, still finishes off Carson and continues his aggression up Snake. And this is where Wildcards seem to be settling into their rhythm, this aggressive style where they just suck the oxygen out of the room, almost reminiscent of M80 on the CT side of Ancient. As they're winning the fights here, Stanislav another before being traded out by Junior. Now it's just Junior and CJ who is barely leaving T spawn. Grabs the AK down and at least has an upgrade now. But look at the positioning of Wildcard. So much information, mana advantage, a good amount of utility left as far as nades and flashes are concerned. Nothing to stall, but they don't really need to at this point. Nouns have to make a move.
Sonic, alone in Donut, is trying to spot towards middle and towards A. There could be a timing to exploit here for CJ. He just needs to find it. A little bit of luck.
Good molly.
Molotov will force out Sonic. He'll just stick inside instead. Oh, the shadow betrays him. Now he's known. Throws a flash, takes the fight. CJ, though, dodges it and wins. Junior looking for that probe, finds it immediately, catches out Susp's tendencies, and the advantage has been turned on its head. JBA now is the one on the back foot. 1v2, he's on B. Seems like Nouns already have the information. Quickly rotating towards Donut. They'll go together just in case, in the off chance he's here. Plant will come down in the nick of time. 10 seconds left as they put it to dirt. JBA is rotating in. I don't think he's heard, but he's probably going to be expected at this angle. He's at the win off raw duels alone. Peeking in. Good swing onto the first. Junior dropped back sight, but damage has been done. CJ just needs one or two more bullets to get it across the line tap. There is no kit for JBA. CJ's not biting either. Finally walk out on a timing. Narrowly wins it. Nearly got caught by JBA, but still wins the duel in the end. And Nouns continue their tear. Isolate that one round for Wildcard, but that was not a cheap victory.
Another one that comes back with Wildcard not having a kit. Another expensive victory for Nouns, but they don't ask how you got the rounds on the board. They just ask how many at the end of the day. And so far, Nouns, they're getting closer and closer to victory, slowly but surely stacking the rounds on the board. It's a full investment from Wildcard, though, and their economy has been shattered. A couple of A1Ss, a pair of MP9s, and a FAMAS. No kit again from the CT side, who seem to have an aversion to buying the diffuser. I have Wildcard had a diffuse kit at all in this game. I don't remember if they had one on the round they won, and it wasn't even relevant as they won via elimination.
They might have had one last round, but it fell over towards B or somewhere else that wasn't really recoverable. Didn't notice. But if JBA forgoes a helmet, or Sus forgoes a helmet, they could afford a kit. So some reprioritization is needed. Stanislaw swinging out again from Cave. He's been a menace in this position. 1 for 1. The issue is his teammates fall without much anything in their favor. 2v4 for Fozzie and Sonic. Sonic's had a slow-ish start, but still plenty of time for him to speed up. He's just playing outside Donut, and no one's really pressuring him. Finally, a late walk in middle. George is here, as is CJ. Sonic knows they could jump up. He wants a kill here. Good spot, well played. Belabored spray, but he doubles down. Resetting the spray and bringing it back to even footing with a massive pair. The final two, Junior and Carson, both lurking up towards B. They need information. They're trying to walk through. They're hoping to find somebody. Of course, we know they're both over towards middle instead and going for a long flank as well.
And it seems Nouns are considering that possibility and are aware of this fact as they've mollied off Cave. They're checking down towards ramp. Both are going to play towards long, it seems, as well, which is an interesting choice. You don't expect the double up here if you're Wildcard. And if Carson can win the first duel, it sets them up marvelously for success, but Fozzie catches timing, and he clears out Junior as well. Trouble for Wildcard on the retake, and Fozzie back in North, or I guess just should say in North America. A couple of quick fights won, but what really turns the tide for Wildcard is Sonic's double out middle. From Donut onto the jump up boxes right there. That duel, the second kill, taking the time to settle back, reset, and go back for the second, not risking the spray. Brilliant work from Sonic. And he had a bit of a slow start. I think he's warmed up now because that was flawless.
A little bit difficult on the first, but not so on the second. Very well done, as you mentioned. It swings that round back into their favor because Wildcard were just stuck in. They were holding their ground, and then unless something came their way, they were probably going to save. 2 versus 4 is not really feasible. The fact that Sonic not only sticks to his guns, but wins it cleanly, brings them a second wind and a second round. Pistols, Tech 9s, P250, some Glocks, and a smoke for CJ. Nouns still have the bomb in spawn. That's Carson. Jumping around? We might not be live. Or they're using this as attack pause. I'm not sure.
They might be using this as attack pause. It would be smart, honestly.
I don't hate it. It's just interesting. You don't see it too often nowadays.
I know it used to be a meta back when Zeus was still IGLing Navi. Just to date myself with that reference.
A very long time ago.
Yeah, like, what, 2016, 2017?
Has it really been 8 years?
Because I think he did that before he went to Gambit and then popularized it at the major when Gambit won, which was 2017, right?
Yeah, I think so. Finally a walk, though. 25 seconds left. It is clearly live. And they are going for a pistol play out middle. Sonic overwhelmed in the corner. His bastion spot from the round before unseated now. But for the most part, it's a collapse of now. One player left. He's on B. And without the bomb, he's caught running the other direction. But MP9 should be upgraded to that dropped AK. Yes, it is. Stanislav picks that up. Wildcard 1 away from tying this up. Looking quite solid now on their CT side. Keep in mind, both of these teams are slightly T-sided on Ancient. It's a 56.1 for Wildcard and a 61.7 for Nouns. But both teams are very well versed on the map, and it could go either direction. Nouns can compromise this lack of utility on a couple. The Lil for CJ is less than ideal, but it's full rifles. Wildcard, they've learned from their past mistakes and have 4 kits in play along with a plethora of rifles and utility. Everything they could require and some extra cash in the bank should something go wrong. Aggression up catwalk, not expecting more than one as JBA. He traded out, and Junior as well trades out Sonic. The issue with Stanislav continuing his press, and Carson is waiting for it. Sus trading it back yet again, but we're only at even footing. This round is still far from over. 2 versus 2. Sus is the one to break the trading game. He's doubling down now, looking for the triple. CJ through the smoke steals that one, but he does not expect Fozzie here. Fozzie has dead to right. Yes, he does. Wildcard, a quick 4th, but again, expensive round across the board.
Yeah, neither team has had a relatively clean string of victories. It's been very narrow. Nouns had 1 clean one. Wildcard have had 1 clean one. Other than that, it's been very scrappy, very messy. Lots of trades, which do not help Wildcard out on the CD side whatsoever. And Nouns are not going to invest much here. A couple of deagles, 3, 4. It's a full deco, actually. We get a full-on deco. Don't see that all too often anymore. Armor for Junior as well, who's had a very good performance on the rifle, not on the AWP, which is his weapon of choice. Although, domestically, he's always been a very good player. It's just when he has to make the jump across that things begin to be a bit of a struggle for him. But it's good to see him. Yes. So I don't think we'll see an AWP from him at all, but his rifling has been incredible. His pistol work, too, to get them the pistol round, those 3 kills, entering and clearing out the site on the hold.
He started around 9 as well. He still has plenty of time to find even more. Make a statement half of it. Sonic again in Donut. These are stomping grounds. He'll find George. Start things off right for his team. Now they're kind of just slowly prodding around, spamming, hoping to get a kill or at least some damage to make a site take easier. But realistically, they can't hope for more than 1 or 2 kills around like this. Maybe at most a bomb plant. On a full deco, it's an uphill battle through and through.
That's an opener for Carson. Fozzie revealed, but no trade in the vicinity. Rush swings up, meets the same fate as Carson. Sonic, last one, spots the shadow, spots out CJ. Easy kill. First lead for Wildcard here and on the CT side as well. That's quite nice for them, as the guns will come back out for Nouns, who I think at this point are hoping for a 6-6 scoreline, Nate. A 7-5 would be huge. But them winning 3 rounds in a row, not a very likely happenstance. And Wildcard could be knocking down the door of a decent lead. They're able to convert this gun round and force Nouns back to the pistols.
Definitely could. The individuals on Wildcard are heating up as well, but everybody across the board is hitting their shots. Minimum number of kills is 6 on JBA and Stan. Sonic and Fozzie are at 10 a pop. Very good for them. Nouns lose 1 to a Nate stack early on from Wildcard, and this fast play out A has already been heard. Stanislaw furthering the advantage now of Cat again, getting aggressive is the IGL. 3 versus 5, make it 3 versus 4. CJ again impeccable on the entries. The question is, can he consolidate this hold on A, or will he be crunched in upon? He'll consolidate it a second onto JBA, and now things can get interesting. Bomb has to make its way over. The A site is open for the time being. Stanislaw drops Rush. Fozzy on the op, tested by CJ, finally fells that player. Just Junior on the rifle in a 1 versus 3.
If you can isolate this duel against Fozzy, it makes it a lot more winnable, especially since Stanislaw and Sus are so far away. The smoke is going to give information over. Fozzy tosses flames a bit too late. Junior pushes forward with this. The nade tickles him for 8 damage. And he will know Stanislaw's coming in, at least was coming in towards Donut. Junior, so many angles to be caught from, so many angles to hold. This is not an easy 1 versus 3 for him. Flash goes high, but Wildcard are giving him time, although it is going to make him sweat. Stanislaw ran all the way back into Donut as well. And the first peek actually might have been spotted by Junior. He cannot connect the shots, though. Fozzy swapped over to the AK, goes back and grabs his op. His teammates grab the defuse, and that should set Wildcard up for a lead going into the halftime break here. A couple more rounds to go in the half. The penultimate coming up right now. The bomb plant keeps Nouns on a bye, but these T-side rounds are slipping away. They've only won 1 round. That wasn't by virtue of the pistol round win, and I think this is the exact perfect time to use this timeout.
Yeah, things are beginning to slip away from them. As I said before, both teams are T-sided on this one. So they really want at least 6, as you said. 4 rifles will come through. There'll be decent utility behind it as well. But what can they do to stall out Wildcard? Because once Wildcard found their groove, once they got their confidence, it's looked like a very different game with Wildcard head and shoulders ahead of their opponents. Rush. Go pick up an AK, I'm sure. There we go. George the same. Maybe a Galil instead to prioritize utility. I don't hate it. Fozzy, though, has quietly slipped up to the top of the scoreboard for his team. He's 12-3. He's tied Junior. The 2 offers sitting atop each respective team. And Nouns. Straight play towards B is the name of the game. A boost up for Junior to try and find an opening. Thought they were going to go quicker, but no, they've slowed down. No Molotov, though, allows them to inch forward. Susp, a lot of damage taken, but he still finds the first nonetheless. He needs to be very careful, though, on 1 HP. JBA mollied, but it's too deep. He still gets to survive in the corner. Smoke, though, will make this fight difficult for him. Stanislaw is also here to support in towards Cave. He'll get control there. Nouns will take the site, but it's going to be a contested battle through and through. Carson caught on a timing. It falls to Stanislaw. Junior gets sus. It's chaos at the site as Wildcard continue to pepper. And Stanislaw still kicking in towards Cave. Finds 1, finds 2 on the spam. It's just Junior, the hero. The 1v3 attempt last round didn't come through. Will it come through this time around in a 1 versus 4? In the corner, the first secured. A second spotted? No, the spray again too wild. It's JBA to steal the round away and secure a 7th for Wildcard.
And now no bomb plant means a meager investment from Nouns. They'll buy what they can as it's the last of a half. They'll go at it with Galils. An AK for Junior. They needed a hero. The bat signal was not answered, Nate. And now Nouns looking down the barrel of a potential 8-4 deficit going into the CT side. The pistol round becoming more and more important for them. And thereby 3 flashbangs, 2 smokes. And that nade's going to do some chunky... Actually, never mind. It goes a little bit deep, so it doesn't do as much damage as it could have. Rifle of Sonic should be able to mop up some players. Smoke will go down. Junior does open things up onto Susp, giving them at least some sort of solace. But look at the flank from JBA. All the way down through A main. As Nouns mill about up on Snake. Will go into Cave this time. Rotations are here to support B if required. But Nouns are burning clock right now, and they do not have the utility to afford this. 0 flashbangs left, Nate. All the utility they can grab now will come from the fallen bodies of wildcard players, and JBA's flank has struck for gold. And now Sonic's coming in from middle as well, taking advantage of that space gained by his teammate. He'll come through from behind. They expected nobody there after JBA ran away, and CJ met with a backstab. The B site has to be the target given the clock. Carson walking in. Fozzie spots out Junior on ramp. Carson spotted and removed. George, last man standing, stuck in cave. He'll get one silver lining. A consolation second. Can he find his way out past Fozzie? No. It's an 8-4 half into the break.
Contentious start back and forth ends with a slide towards Wildcard. 8-4 at the end of their CT half. It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs bringing the action. And Nouns to call a timeout. It appears to be a technical issue. Nope, we're right back into it. Okay, a very brief pause then. Let's look at the investment for this pistol round. We do have a kit for CJ. Dropping some dualies over to Carson and George, who are both double dually super soldiered up. Smoke and flash on Junior and Rush. Some utility was dropped around, evidently. Wildcard, what do they have? Full Kevlar across the board to counter.
Not a bad idea, although the lack of utility is a bit interesting. But Wildcard don't care about utility, they don't care about societal norms. They're charging all the way up through middle. Susp spots the gun barrel of Rush towards B, and they will swing through CT to try and take out A. CJ and Junior up towards Temple as Stanislaw tries to get the bomb down. Fozzie and JBA, 2 kills. CJ a pair as well before JBA can trade him back. Bomb ticking down as that was Stanislaw's one and only job. Plant the bomb, and now he's alive to help hold. George on the retake with dual Berettas. No kit for Nouns. Bomb ticking away. 1 for Rush. Good trade by Susp, leaving George in a 1v2 retake. Time becoming fleeting, and there's no peeks coming through from Wildcard. Great discipline being shown. Flash goes high. George runs down 1, but can he find Susp? His time is up, and Wildcard will grab 9. An all-important pistol round for Nouns goes awry. And Wildcard blocks, armor, run it up middle, and the pistol in their favor.
Pistol's a big one to find at this stage as well. Just given how the scoreline was already tipped so heavily in their favor. 10 seems like a guarantee at this point. Nouns, do they want to force into this one now and try to get back on the right track sooner rather than later, gambling potentially an 11th off of it? Or do they save and play down 4-10? It looks like the save is the call. CJ gets a flash. They had those dualies saved from George. Wildcard, though, looking to make this bonus round as strong as possible in future. Go for 4 rifles, 3 Galils and an AK, 1 MAC-10 to harvest a bit. That's for Stanislaw, who's been a very solid individual in this game, in this map. Nobody from Wildcard has been very weak in this one. Meanwhile, Rush and George and Carson, in fact, all 3 kind of been struggling over in the Nouns camp.
Yeah, I mean,
Flash.
only Junior has more than 10 kills. Or double-digit kills, I should say. Because CJ's 1 kill shy as well.
CJ was really good on the openings, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's only he and Junior really doing the lifting. That's not enough. Not against a team as strong and with the depth that Wildcard has.
Yeah, Wildcard have looked really good since adding Fozzie and Susp. They've looked incredible. And I think they're only going to get stronger, especially now that Fozzie is domestic. The Op are now on viable ping. They still don't have Susp, stateside or North America, continental side, just yet. But Susp is still going to deal with the first, unscathed. Sonic there to support him, as it's a bit of a meat grinder for these pistols, as they'll try and hunt. Good nade from Susp. We'll actually finish off George from the grave. Martyrdom unlocked. But CJ and Junior will be forced to back away or take a trip down to Hades. CJ takes the ladder. Junior will also join him on the River Styx. And so only 1 casualty there for Nouns, or Wildcard rather. Stanislaw will stay on the MAC-10 or toss that away. We'll find out what he wants to do into this round. But it's bonus time for the T's. And last-ditch buy time almost for Wildcard. They lose this. Wildcard are 2 away from victory. From victory. And Nouns, they had a 4-1 lead, Nate, at one point in this game. 4-1.
4-1 is now 4-10. It's been a 9-round slide. Really good as well, because that was right after they isolated a 1 rifle round victory for Wildcard. It looked like they finally punished that CT economy. And yet here we are now, trailing by miles. 5v4 secure already with Carson being felled. CJ's on similarly low HP. Not a lot of utility left for this retake, and there's no kit in play either. The odds continuously being stacked against Nouns in this retake, and they're already calling it quits. 3 escaping to B, a 4th in tow. 11-4 secured for Wildcard. Plenty of time for them to get it across the line.
Well, Nate, considering the fact that only one of Wildcard's players uses miles as a unit of measurement, we could say they're ahead by kilometers.
Okay.
It just feels fitting.
I don't like it.
I don't either. I'm as red-blooded American as you'll get, but...
Do they use, like... I guess they do use kph.
Canada uses kilometers and liters for gasoline or petrol.
Well, I was wondering, because I know in Britain, they use miles per hour still. Don't know why.
They'll use miles as an unit of measurement in Britain. It's weird. They'll use pounds as a unit of weight sometimes as well.
Thought they used stones.
I think that's Scotland. Or the Norse. I forget. But, yeah, Canada uses kilometers. South Africa uses kilometers. Sweden.
Everywhere uses kilometers pretty much.
Yeah.
Except for
Us. Yeah.
Russian middle once more from Wildcard. Carson trying to fight for it. Gets one. Stanislav trades via CJ, and he spots a second in towards Donut. Carson, though, still fighting. A hero with the FAMAS finds 3, and Rush has his back for the 4th. Sus, the last alive, and can't find even a first. He does good damage to George, but can't get the kill. It's a quick one for Nouns, and a much-needed one as well. Still find themselves leagues below their opponents, but at least they're finding some inroads. The issue is Wildcard still have money to buy, and we are going to see a T-side op come out from Fozzie to rival the likes of Junior on the defense.
That'll keep Nouns alive for now. They've given themselves a lifeline back into this, but it's still a very difficult route back in to even tie this up. They were down by 7, now down by 6. Winning rounds confidently, not losing a lot of players is critical to their potential success. That's a bit unlucky on timing by George, but Carson deals with Sonic regardless of that fact. As the utility's running dry for the T's. 3 mollies, 2 flashes, no smokes, no nades. A decent amount of hold utility for Nouns still remaining. Junior yet to spot anything with the big green gun, which is over, keeping an eye on middle. A will be the end for Wildcard, but can they end the round in their favor on this site? There's 2 players here, 1 in Donut, 1 back towards CT back boxes. CJ's in a good spot to hold him out and wait for help from George, who has the Molotov. Junior has their mid controlled as well. That's a good spot from CJ on the timing. He'll swing out wide. Fozzie removed. Sus trades, but George still unspotted. Stanislav's crept into mid, though, and catches them on timing. Can he get all 3? He's got 2. Peeks out to Rush, who takes a lot of damage in that duel. Up to George and Rush now. JBA and Sus. One old head on Wildcard, one of the new kids on the block. And Nouns maybe cutting their losses here, at least debating it. They're going a bit slow. And Sups is going to peek right into the crosshair of Junior. Good start for him, leaving it all up to the young gun in JBA. The bomb not planted for him. Smoke blooms on the site. One spotted, both spotted. Sprays the first, has low ammunition. Buys time for the next. Block is out, spams away, and JBA puts Wildcard on match point.
Massive win defined. The economy for Nouns, though, still good at least. They need to put their foot down, and they need to give up nothing more. 7 in a row required to get them to overtime. And this would be a good time for a tactical timeout to talk things through. Massive clutch from JBA. The Glock no less. Nouns can find this round and prevent a bomb plant. They should have the next as well because of this difficult T economy. That's the only way they can look at it. Take it 1 round at a time because they're so far down that looking at it as a 7-round slide might be overwhelming.
I like the aggressiveness down mid from Nouns, but Wildcard are playing into this. They're waiting for pushes, and they're hoping Nouns will just feed them at this point. And this is making Nouns rethink things. The CT side backing away, regrouping, reassessing the situation. Almost looking scared at this point, since they have seen no hide nor hair of Wildcard, who now walk clean into the B side potentially. Susp is clearing it out. Smoke goes in for short. Complete and total abandonment of the site by the CT side. And now Sus will clear in, flash blinds him, and George will take advantage of the miscue. But Fozzie here with the op. Bides his time. Great shot onto George. Waits for the wider jiggle. Junior comes in and wins the second fight. Carson there as well. Up to Sonic and JBA. Mainly just JBA as Sonic so far away. He can't really help. Blindside by Rush. Sonic to stay alive because the defuse is coming through. And Nouns will survive to fight another round. Not necessarily another day, but they're still going to be here alive and kicking for now.
Still alive and kicking. They've also bought themselves some time, as I mentioned. The economy of Wildcard not in a good spot. That means that Nouns should get a second off the back of that victory. Although Sonic's AK will still be a thorn in their side, they need to be weary of that. Off of Junior, winning the Opera's duel at a critical juncture. Very well done on that duel. George and Rush as well, beginning to wake up slowly but surely. Wildcard, they're actually going to keep on the pressure. They're going to go for an investment. Mac 10s and Tech 9s around the AK, and a no respect play towards B. Junior's here with the op first secured a lineup for the M4. It's actually 2 for Junior, 2 for George, and 1 for Stanislaw in a rare team kill. They give Nouns a flawless round, number 19.
A confidence boost, a big confidence boost. For Nouns, but it's still a very long way in. No real investment from Wildcard here at Deagle, a P250. Both purchased by Sonic as well. This should be a free, clean round for Nouns, and we'll get them within 4 of overtime. But that's when the next battle really begins. This one, a little break in the action, a little respite. But once the guns come back out for Wildcard, that is when things begin again in earnest for Nouns. A messy duel by Carson actually leads to his demise. And it's an unfortunate duel. And opens up a little bit of space for Wildcard to exploit. Another kill here can snowball things out of control. It's a good read by Rush. Succinct kill. Wildcard now hemorrhaging players. We'll just ambulate around and try to end this one.
They will also, Boggs. I've been corrected. It is Fozzie.
Fozzie, okay.
Not Fozzie, Fozzie.
Long O, got it.
Stanislaw up ramp only with the Glock, though. Wouldn't be difficult in any scenario. Distraction by Sonic, though, could give him an opening, but again, Rush is quick on these kills. Stanislaw alone up here with the bomb now as his teammate falls back towards cave. 30 seconds left, not much time left for them in this one. Should be a quick mop up of these 2 rush spots. 1, there's the kill. Second in cave spotted, and George makes it clean on the spray. 8 to 12, 4 more required now to get them to overtime. Just under halfway on the comeback. It's going to get harder now. Again, Wildcard have rifles in hand. A Galil for sus, but AKs otherwise, and good utility to boot.
Nouns gaining more and more momentum, but any little slip-up can cost them their hopes and dreams in this map. Nades don't do too much on the Stanislaw. They take him down a quarter of his health as now they're going to push forward. They'll take out Sus. They don't know Stanislaw's right here around. Good read by George, but he cannot finish the job. Rush is still out towards Snake, and Stanislaw finds him around, but he cannot take down his former teammate on Optic. Fozzie waiting for a push down B doors. That will not come just yet. Sonic. What a duel on Junior. Not ready for that at all. Traded out by Carson. The EV2 advantage for Nouns. But Fozzie and JBA. 2 solid fraggers. Trying to bring this back and finish this match off in their favor. Minute to go on the clock. Bomb not in the possession of the T side. Something we saw Nouns do a couple of times, once to their detriment. Slow and steady round. After the mid shenanigans. and a B end on the cards. Only a smoke for Fozy. Pair of Molotovs or incendiaries, a pair of flashbangs, and a nade for Nouns. And that's smoke. Well timed as Fozy begins to work up cave. He'll pop through, though not expected. JBA spots and removes Rush. Now the op of Carson has to play a huge role in this round. Timing. What a read by Fozy. Here's the footstep of CJ. That's a free 1 and 2 for Fozy to put Nouns to bed. And the import first game in the North American continent. It's Wildcard. Their first win against Nouns with this 5 Swedish duo. It wasn't clean at the end there, Nate, but it started out quite nice with that T side or that CT side.